most interesting part, she said all the psychics that we're obsessed with. And I don't, is she talking about literal psychics, or is she talking about people who were telling her that she was going to pass the bar? And she's referring to those people who are making predictions as psychics. The only part that I'm like, yo, I don't know, is the fact that where she said that we're all obsessed with. That's the part that I'm like, it sounds like this is a regular thing. It sounds like y'all really be seeking discernment and guidance and wisdom from these witches. That's what it sounds like. So she said this. She said, I'm not a lawyer. I just play a very well-dressed one on TV. 6 years into this law journey, and I'm still all in until I pass the bar. No shortcuts, no giving up. Just more studying and even more determination. Thank you to everyone who has supported and encouraged me along the way so far. Falling short isn't failure, it's fuel. I was so close to passing the exam, and that only motivates me even more. Let's go. You know what I was thinking about? Now this is from at least, I don't know. This is whenever she was with Kanye. She was on a podcast and she said that she was a Christian, despite what people tend to say in terms of thinking that they're witches. This was a very interesting clip. Group text every morning with a Bible verse.
Yeah.
And we do that as well. Okay. I also want to talk about faith just a little bit, because you talked about how your mom starts a group text every morning with a Bible verse.
Yeah.
And we do that as well. Justin and I try to have a Bible study every morning, and it sets
That's amazing.
It sets the day, it sets the intention,
Yeah.
and it's also, there's nothing like having a relationship with God.
Yeah.
To like bring up
Bro,
like whenever you're going through a
fuck
sticky
out, yo.
situation, you know that no matter what, if your family's not there, you've got the Lord. And I had no idea that you guys were such hardcore Christians.
Yeah.
Do you and Kanye have Bible studies just by yourselves?
We don't. I mean, we'll send each other like different biblical verses, and he'll definitely come to church. He'll love it when we're there. You know, I think we're more spiritual. I think we really believe in like the afterlife and heaven, and just really spiritual.
Yeah.
And my whole family is, and we just live our lives like that. We just try to be good people and respect other people and be kind.
Well, that's a Christian.
And that is, yeah, like, you know, really, we grew up really Christian.
Yeah.
And our kids are raised that way. We read the Bible with them daily, like a kid's Bible, and
awesome.
They love it.
Aww.
And that's like their bedtime stories, and just that's how we were raised.
Yeah.
So,
No, it
That's nice that you guys
wasn't.
have the
No, it
same
wasn't.
religious background,
You're
because
fucking
Yeah,
Justin and I
Iraqi.
met in church, and that
What are
was
you
like,
talking
is
about?
that their bedtime? Is the Bible their bedtime story, or is it what you actually believe in as a family? And are you allowing those beliefs to shape how you live on a daily basis? I'm just asking questions. I'm not making accusations or anything like that. I'm just asking
No,
questions.
I'm making
Because when
accusations.
I
This
hear
bitch
stuff
is
like,
lying.
the psychics lied to me, you know what I'm saying? The same four psychics that we always be messing with, that we stay rocking with, they're pathological liars. When I hear stuff like that, and then when I hear I'm a Christian, but I'm more so spiritual, but we read the Bible to our kids every night, I'm like,
But I
yo,
celebrate
we're already in
Halloween
this
and I'm a
very
whore.
in-between
Like, huh?
space. And listen, the
Huh?
in-between space is very
Huh?
dangerous, because you're getting a little bit of truth and a
What?
little bit of lies. But when you mix the lies with the truth, you end up with a whole lot of lies. This is what Chloe said. She said this year, actually, so this is a lot more recent.
Why don't you talk about your faith and how much faith plays a part in your life?
I feel like people are always surprised.
This is Courtney and Chloe, so this is not Kim, but she's speaking on
Same
behalf
shit.
of what it sounds like the whole family's beliefs.
They'll be like, what? You witches, like,
Yeah,
you know,
I get that all the
believe
time.
in God?
When I talk about that I read the Bible every day, people are like,
Yeah.
you do?
I read, like, I have like a daily devotional that I read. I've been trying to ask some of our friends out that live near us to do a Bible study, which I think would be amazing for the adults.
I would love it. I told you that I want to do it with you.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you talk?
So even the fact of what the title says, because this is a repost. Somebody saw this clip, they reposted it, and they said, I had no idea they both had their faith in God so special. You know how crazy that is? We're talking about top 1% most famous people on planet Earth, and you're saying that you had no idea that they had faith in God?
Because they don't, stupid.
Do you know how crazy that is? Like we know so much about people. We know all this extra stuff that we really shouldn't even really
Nothing that
know
matters,
in the first
right?
place.
Hey, what's up, Zay? Perfect timing. Yes, sir. Or at least that's where I'm coming from.
Coffee. Do me a favor and type a bunch of numbers in the chat, Coffee. All the numbers you see. Just so the algorithm, you know. I'm watching Taylor's live. I see you were just in here. Zero? Where the oh, okay, I guess. If you look inside the 8.
Nah, I'm off for the day.
Flip the phone upside down, you'll see some more numbers. Thank you, Coffee.
I'm doing a show in December.
I gotta put that phone on the charger. I'm on live while watching another live.
A place called the Jungle in Somerville.
Double lives, double
I
lives.
can keep you posted.
But the most important thing,
I believe it'll be a place called The Jungle in Somerville. Hustle Killers.
You've been playing guitar. Actually, maybe a week or two ago, I was practicing, but I haven't. I actually got better at cause I don't know the keys or anything, but I just find notes. I don't know the chords. I mean, I just listen. I just use my ears to find. And you already know I don't have my shit. My shit's not tuned either.
My phone's about to die. Yeah, I would look up Hustle Killers on Instagram. Highly recommend. They're just helping people find shows, especially like underground rappers. I like doing shows because people don't expect me to rap how I rap.
Why not? LOL. Why not tune? It's always getting untuned because then I like drop it or something.
Who's Max B? I don't think I know who that is. Oh, damn. That's a long time, bro. That's crazy.
Yo, Coffee's a real one over here spamming the chat. You know what I might have to do? I might have to unmod you just so that your chat, you don't pop up in the chat, you know?
Just because you go to jail doesn't mean you can't work on your rap.
Because right now you're like incognito. And it doesn't like push it out as much.
Alright, Z, I gotta go charge my phone. Thanks for stopping by the live. I'll try to stop by your lives more often.
Alright, try to type now. See, now I just unmodded you and now there's 3 people in here. See how quick it works? It's freaking weird. But you know you're my donut still. Don't get it twisted. I might just have to unmod everyone. See what happens. Maybe my channel could reset. I've been also focusing on Instagram more recently, so I don't know if you have me on Instagram, but feel free to go over there. I post more on there now. La Fruta. You been watching that Coffee? I don't even know if you're still in here. Have you been watching that La Casa de los Folk? La Casa de los Folky. It's like a Spanish like Love Island. It's kind of funny. It's not kind of funny. It's very funny, but it's only in Spanish. En la Casa de los Folky.
Thanks, Daddy.
Thanks, Daddy.
He said that. Don't do that. He set that up. You calling me son, bro? You don't want me to play the role? Oh, yeah. Thanks, Daddy. He set that up. Don't do that. He set that up.
he said he set that up. Don't do that.
Oh, yeah.
He set that up. Don't do that.
Thanks, Daddy.
Nigga said thanks,
He set
Daddy.
that up. Don't do that. He set that up. You calling me son, bro? You don't want me to play the role?
I couldn't see your messages. Now I can see him. He said nope. This nigga said thanks, Daddy. That's crazy. Chat, never say that to a grown man. Unless you're Hispanic, you call other. That's the only time. If you're Hispanic, you call other niggas daddy. Pause, because people be saying papi or papa. Mira, papa. When you go to the store, you know, hey papi, let me get that. Let me get the backwoods. You know what I'm saying? You gotta hit him with the papi or the papa. That's the only time you would call another grown man daddy. Because it doesn't have the same connotations. Papa, mira, nene. I know Donut knows what I'm saying. You should watch it though. It's you know how you're on my live right now? It's another live on YouTube, but they're live 24/7. So all night, all day live. And each day is a new episode. So they'll like restart the live. But each day is a new episode. But you can't watch the old episodes. You can only watch it live. And then once the whole series is over, you could go back and watch the series episode by episode when he drops the lives. It's actually a great concept. I don't know how like good your Spanish is, but my Spanish isn't the best, but I could still understand it enough to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? I could understand enough to enjoy it. And there's probably subtitles.
He returned to Nazareth to begin his ministry. So nearby is a synagogue where Jesus preached in. It said that the prophecy had been fulfilled. For some reason, it seems to be locked. But here are pictures online of the ruins of the synagogue where Jesus told the locals he was the Messiah, and they dragged him to the edge of a steep cliff mount precipice. I actually went here, and this hill towers over the valley. And it's here the locals tried to end Jesus. To even reach it,
Oh, what's up, Kevin?
narrow alleys and trash-filled streets.
I was explaining to Coffee that when I think that I need to unmod everyone just so that my channel could restart, like, because when you guys join and I can't see you in here, it doesn't push the video out as much. Yeah, I'm still getting the views and the watch hours, but it doesn't push the video out as much. So like when you guys type without a mod, it has more weight. But as a mod, you have more power. It's weird. This is something I've noticed. We're just testing it out. And it's working. Because when's the last time I seen you in here? I've been shadow banned for a little bit. That's why I'm not trying to like smoke on live. Taking it easy, you know. My boy Kevin, I haven't seen you in a grip. I was just looking at one of your videos. One of your lives, your old lives, where you were painting. I was just looking at that like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, that story's dope. Jesus is back in his home city. Declare him heresy. Threw him off a cliff. What? Oh, you're talking about the video I was playing in the background? Yeah. Glad you're back on. I'm trying. I'm just trying to, get remonetized without getting another strike, while also getting unshadow banned. So it's kind of hard. I really been on Instagram trying to grow my Instagram, but I appreciate you guys for actually coming. Haven't seen you guys in a little bit.
And it's like dirty and dark and like a little bit scary. Nazareth is a Muslim majority town, which is kind of crazy considering the spiritual significance of this place. The crosses are like beacons in this town. But anyways, standing there, the wind was fierce, and you can see every ridge and field stretching toward Galilee. It's the kind of place where being pushed off would mean certain death. Yet, the Bible says Jesus pushed through the crowd and made his way to our next town to begin his ministry. We're at Capernaum, which was the missionary base of many of Jesus' miracles, and where he actually lived. Nearby is where he called the 12 apostles. Along this shoreline, Jesus met Peter and Andrew casting their nets into the sea. He said, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." It's from these humble beginnings that he started the most glorious ministry. Then he went to our next town to do something that would change everything. I'm at Cana, which is the site of Jesus' first miracle, which nearby, underneath this church, archaeologists have found the ruins of the wedding where they think it happened, and even pots from 2,000 years ago. It's possible Jesus used these exact jars. As the story goes, the parties back then were super crazy. They ran out of wine. And Mary was like, "Hey, Jesus, they ran out of wine." And he says, "Women, what does it concern you?" So she gently urges him again. And then she tells the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." So basically, you take this water, and then Jesus transforms it into wine. Next, Jesus returned to the town that became the center of his ministry for 2 years. So inside of the town, you've got the ruins of Capernaum a long time ago, which was like a major hub of like different roads and people would come by. Nearby is the literal synagogue where Jesus would preach. Yes, I literally walked through the synagogue that he preached in. Isn't that so cool? And then underneath this church was Peter's house where Jesus stayed in. I think what's crazy is that we're literally in the middle of nowhere. Like, other than this sign right here, there's really nothing special about this. I mean, look at this.
Yo, Kevin,
What do you
do
think
me a
this is the
favor
way
and
to
type all the
Capernaum if I
numbers
didn't
you
tell
see.
it was? Next, I went to towns where Jesus performed other famous
For the
miracles.
algorithm.
And to get to them, I've walked in the heat. Walking once more. I love walking. That's the Mount of Beatitudes right there, which we were going to later. But first, behind me is Magdala, a place where Jesus performed many miracles and where Mary Magdalene was born. You can still walk through the ruins today. It's here that a woman who had suffered for 12 years touched Jesus' robe and was instantly healed, and where Mary Magdalene had 7 demons driven out. I kept on walking to our next town. This thing right here means that this is the gospel trail. So, literally walking the same steps that Jesus walked. Isn't that crazy? Walking the same steps of my forces? My super disgusting looking forces. Next, I made it to Tagba, a spot where Jesus had many miracles, including the one where he multiplied the bread and loaves. This stone right here is the very spot where tradition says it happened. But then finally, it was time to go to the top of the Mount of Beatitudes. Want nothing better to do than just sit here and
I'm watching a
sleep. At
video
point,
about
I
this
was
guy
hot,
who
sweaty,
traveled to
hungry,
all the
hiking
places
to
that
the top. I didn't
Jesus
even have cell phone
traveled.
service. But I kept going because I wanted to grow closer to Jesus and walk to every place he walked. And I was rewarded with some of the most beautiful views. At the top, signs displayed the Beatitudes and his most important teachings. The round church at the summit looks out over the water, the same view where Jesus once spoke to the crowds. It's one of the most peaceful places on earth. Standing there, it's easy to imagine thousands sitting along the hillside. This is a place where he would teach a lot. He would sit on these exact hills I'm sitting here, and people would listen to him speak. Later on the Sea of Galilee, another miracle unfolded. I woke up extra early to catch the sunrise. One night, as a storm raged and waves crashed against the disciples' boat, Jesus came walking on the water. The wind stopped the moment he stepped in, and the lake fell silent. The disciples were terrified, but in awe. No one had ever seen power like that. Seeing the sunrise was literally a dream come true. I would love to cry, but there's a fly. There's like a million flies nearby. But after all of this, Jesus led Peter, James, and John up Mount Tabor. And there, Jesus' true glory was revealed before their eyes. I wanted to see it for myself, but there's a big problem. To get to the Church of the Transfiguration, we've got to walk all the way up there. Yeah, it was gonna be tough, but I just started walking. And it's like 1,000,000 degrees outside, too. Put the temperature right here. This
Yeah,
is
that's
I
crazy.
hear something. Oh, it's just a bird. I literally just got a needle in my shoe. Do my shoes have holes in them? Most people would just buy a bus or drive them all the way to the top. But me, I'm walking. I want
You guys
the full
believe in
experience.
the round
I also
earth
thought those companies were expensive.
still?
But please subscribe. These videos are
Because
expensive.
I definitely
Oh my
don't.
gosh. After hiking for almost 3 hours, I was at the top. I walked towards the gates. Just over there. I tried opening the gates, and they were locked. So because the hike took longer than what I thought, I gotta wait here 2 hours. Because they don't open until 2, and I arrived at 12:05. Maybe Jesus is gonna appear.
Yeah, we're definitely in a,
So
in
then
a
2 hours
firmament.
later,
We're in
waiting to
a
pray,
dome
I
for
was able to go
sure.
inside. I walked down this beautiful courtyard until I went inside of the Church of the Transfiguration. Inside, artwork shows the moment Jesus' face shone like the sun and his clothes became dazzling whites. The main altar is built directly above a large slab of rock, believed to be the very spot where the Transfiguration happened, where Moses and Elijah appeared beside Jesus, and where the voice from the clouds declared, "This is my beloved Son. Listen to him." I got on my knees praising God, and I felt an incredible power in this place. Next, Jesus went to our next city where he would begin the final weeks of his life and eventually be crucified, buried, and rise again from the dead. I began in Bethany, where the heart of the village is the tomb
Cycles.
of Lazarus. I couldn't film inside, but to reach it, you descend a narrow stone staircase.
Yeah, I
until
don't
you
think
reach a
it's
small,
not
dim burial
circular.
chamber
I just think
dating
we're in
back
a
to the
dome.
1st century. When Lazarus died, Jesus told Martha, "Your brother will rise again." Then he
Like
prayed,
like
looked
an
toward
igloo.
heaven, and cried out,
That's what you're
"Lazarus,
talking
come
about.
forth." And Lazarus
You know what I'm
walked
talking about,
out
the things you
alive,
shake.
literally still wrapped in burial cloths. But Bethany was also where Jesus stayed before entering Jerusalem. You can still see the ruins of the town here and where Jesus would have lived. The gospel says that 6 days before Passover, they hosted a dinner in Jesus' honor. Martha served, and Mary anointed his feet with perfume, filling the house with its fragrance. Jesus told them, "He has done this to prepare me for my burial."
I've seen some
The next
videos
morning, he
explaining
walked to
like
the
how
top
the
of Mount of
rainbows
Olives, which is where I
prove
was
it.
headed next. At the top of the Mount of Olives,
Like
downwards
the
is a
old
road
maps
that
they
goes
used to
toward the
have
walls of
were more
Jerusalem.
accurate and
Nearby
make
was
more
another
sense
important location.
if you
Behind
consider
me
like
is Pater Noster. This is the spot.
why people take certain flights, like when they do delayed flights, why they would stop somewhere that doesn't seem like it makes sense. If you look on the original map, it makes way more sense. And NASA means to deceive in Hebrew, so I don't believe nothing them niggas are saying. Word.
Where Jesus taught his apostles the Lord's Prayer. I would love to show you what's inside, but they seem to be
Nothing.
closed today. Basically, they were asking him, "Jesus, how do we pray?" And he was like, "Do this." And he teaches them the Lord's Prayer, which is the foundation of the prayer that many Christians still pray today. Along the path was another important place. This is where his descent on a donkey also began. When he has his triumphal entry into Jerusalem, marking the last week of his life, he basically tells the apostles, they're like, "How are we gonna get a donkey?" And he's like, "Just go nearby. Like, ask someone for a donkey. If they ask you why, tell them Jesus needs it." Basically. Along the path was another important place. So this is the Church of the Dominus Flevit. Inside the church is the exact spot where Jesus, riding down on this donkey, looks over at the temple, looks over at Jerusalem, and he cries. He cries because he knows, because of their condemnation of him, what's going to happen to them, how they're going to suffer. From here, people wave palm branches as Jesus rode
crazy.
straight into Jerusalem and into the arms
This
of
video is
death.
actually cool
We stopped
because
at another important place from Jesus' last
I don't be
week.
reading the Bible.
Behind me is the Temple Mount. This is where Jesus cleansed the temple and where the religious elites plotted his end. Before Jesus is crucified, he actually cleanses this temple because at the time there were robbers. Yes, sir.
Yeah, he's my friend. He's my man.
What's your name?
Abraham.
Avron. Very
Abraham.
cool.
Yeah.
Abraham.
ما تتمبل من ما لا مش هم bling bling.
Bling bling.
What would it profit them to lie?
Sounds good, dude. For sure.
Bro, you know the devil's here to deceive us, right? And they all worship the devil. So they're just trying to deceive us. Just like with everything else. That's what I feel and believe truly. majority of this shit is a lie, is a facade because they want us. Majority of the religions, the fact that a lot of people don't believe in anything, that's like movies, shows, they try to like mix in a lot of truth and things that are hard to believe in with a whole lot of lies and then tell you it's just a show or a movie. In reality, they're telling you what they're doing while they're lying to you in general. If you don't even know, if you think you're on a circular ball in black space going around the sun with, what is it, 8 other planets, and nothing has happened yet from the outside in, you're tweaking. That shit's fake. And if they can make you believe in that, you already got the foundation's already fucked up in your head. Also, we speak our language. You already know that. I know you know this about casting spells. Every time we talk, we're casting spells. Our language, like, is so bad. Like, good morning. What's another example? I can't think of another example right now, but like, morning's not a good thing. Everybody knows that, but that's a saying. That's how we say good morning, like literally. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They're trying to desensitize niggas. So you think everything's fake, everything's cool, and God's not real, but magic's real. And I could do magic to get famous and money. Like, they're trying to deceive people. I could talk to trees and worship rocks and know how to tell the future and get money off of that. But God, nah, that don't make sense. Like, bro, you guys sound stupid. They want to believe in anything but God. This world sucks, Kevin. It does. We're literally set up. We're born into sin. Not only are we born into sin, right, because of Adam and Eve, dumbass, but then the people that were born after that were born before me and you, and all their kids that are alive now, they decided to make a system to control people where they gotta sin. You literally have to sin every day or you're not gonna be able to survive. And then now they're gonna try to make the mark of the beast, aka a central banking system that everybody's gonna have to have, or you can't do shit. Now it's like definite. Like, it's not even like, oh Zay, that's just your perspective. Oh, no, they're literally gonna make it. That's what you gotta do. So it's literally, I was just explaining this to my stepdad and my mom this morning. You literally have to either sin, right? I'm just gonna use the word sin, but do something you don't want to do, which is go to work, slave for another man, and do all the shit, all that shit. Be a slave, or sin and become famous and get money so you could not have to do it. Either way, you're gonna have to do it to not have to do it. That's what we're born into. You gotta do something. And I was explaining it like, being a salesman, I've always been told I could be a good lawyer, I could be a good salesman. Both of those jobs are terrible. Like, you're just lying to niggas to get money. You're just lying to people, exaggerating shit, and convincing people to do what you like to agree with you, essentially. And then you get paid for that. I don't want to do that shit. I don't want to convince people to buy, like, if it's for me, yeah, I'm gonna convince you to buy it because it's for me. But I'm not trying to convince people to buy something that they don't even need from my manager who has a boss who's getting paid 12 times what I'm getting paid. Like, it's not even worth it to a lot of these people. I don't want a lot of people. I want to be real and get paid for it. Yeah. I mean, he gave us this land. And they're like, it's crazy. I've seen so many things over the years of like jokes, like memes about. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Read what you said again. Man, I was gonna say that they. Oh, like the Earth, everything is free on Earth. We're born and everything's already free. There's just people that make it not free. Like, you gotta pay for water in your house and electric and all that stuff. That's not to say they didn't work to make that possible. It's not fair that they get paid. I'm just saying that I'm not trying to sound like a socialist, but let's say that there was no such thing as technology. Nobody made technology. We just had farmers and gatherings. Like, let's say that's what all there was. None of that shit just costs money. That shit's not supposed to cost money. Everything's free. If you figure something out, you share it with the rest of your people, and now everybody's doing that. But no, now you gotta trade. Now you gotta trade currency to get knowledge. It's all here, exactly. I wish I was born like. I always said I wish I was born like in the 40s, so I could be like 40s or 30s, so I could be 20 in the 50s, 30 in the 60s, you know? But realistically, I wish I had time without technology. I had enough time without technology, but like by the time I was 13, by the time I was 10, 9, everybody like the world already changed. Like, everybody was on phones, iPhone was already out. I said it in the song. When the iPhone popped, time done stopped. Can we go back to the times with that BlackBerry? The BlackBerry was out, times was cool. We still had family gatherings, you know, everybody wasn't just on the phone all the time. People were still outside. The iPhone dropped, time stopped. You said never knew I could make a tent till I need it. That's real. I've made a tent before in camp. I don't know. This shit's crazy. This life shit's crazy. I'm too aware for this shit. I'm not trying to get got. Like, everybody's getting got on a daily basis. Like you gotta slave at work to pay rent just so that you're not sleeping on concrete. Like that shit's crazy. Nah, I didn't know that. But the Chinese are already far gone. That's like we're looking at it positively because we're about to be far gone. But bro, the Chinese are way past us when it comes to technology. Like they have 2 sons. They just made a second son. Like they make you scan your face. Like they have face scan. All their cameras scan your face. They know who everybody is. Like they're in the future, and they're trying to bring that to the UK in 2026, and then eventually they're gonna bring it over here. And by that point, I need to have enough money where I don't have to be worried about that shit. Cause that shit's ridiculous. I'm not trying to do that shit. That's the beast. Yeah, I know it's the beast. China already got the beast. America got the beast too. It's not about that. It's about the people following along. Like Americans have this whole freedom thing, so that's why we're still strong in that sense. But most of the other countries, they're gonna fall in line. They do fall in line. Every other country falls in line. I'm not gonna lie. Every other country. America's the only one that stands on business. They give a score to everybody for their behavior. What, in China? I bet they do. They're like, how do I explain it? They're like, how do I, like, I don't even know how, like real life status, you know, like having money, having power. They're trying to make that something like there's a score to it. Like there's a technological way to go about it. Like they already have AI girlfriends. They already have the AI sex dolls, whatever. People be on VR. Like they're trying to separate man and woman so that everybody could just be robots and addicted to robots and do what the program says. They're not slick. That's why I need to get my gun license. I need my gun license for the revolution. Floating island? She's phone. That's a nice truck. Whose truck is that? That sounds like at least 12 different movies and shows. I don't know. That's why there's like really no point. That's the thing. That's what be getting me. That sentence right there. Thinking that in my head. There's really no point. Like, even if there's no point, I can't just like stay broke. No bullshit. That's the problem. That's the problem. I gotta do something about it. And I'm not being a slave. So I'm in like a middle place. Hopefully he doesn't copyright me for this. I like that song. I like that. I'm playing it again. I hear you, Kevin. I'm reading it. You got me thinking. This song got me thinking, and your comments got me thinking. This video, so. This nigga making me want to make music, and I can't find my headphones. Where are my headphones? Bro, what the flip? That sucks.
flow got a little pizzazz, huh? Fuck you think, better reach my bags. You better give me some ass, huh? She ain't gon' give it a ass. I ain't tryna go day, you ain't be my last. Pump my brakes, ain't being a day. Ain't doing that shit, I'm straight to the bag. Switch that V like I'm changing the topic. Bitch, give me space, I'm going out the country. Broke ass hoe, gotta go get some money. Better roll my weed, don't tell me you love me. Alright, to the left, yeah. Me and her to the death, no departure. I need more drugs, you my orchard. If they don't get it, baby, you my flow. I've been on the road, I been like those, thought it's something you should know. What's up with your bro, baby? I ain't used to those. Treat me like a joke, bitch, I wanna let you know. I ain't even gonna let her know. Yeah, I got multiple hoes. My brother just showed me the game. Gotta keep fucking these hoes and just stay in your lane. Shit, go dig it out, just looking for money. Ain't pay for the kid, you ain't getting none from me. She go out and say, and I fucked with a friend, and I swear it's the truth, I'm not saying it again. I do it the worst, and I swear it's a curse from the past of my life. I'm just popping the heat. I felt like a dog and I hit the road. Addicted to winning, I just wanna ball. Yeah. Had to stop without them drugs, but I got anxiety. It's been a couple weeks, still can't get no sleep.
What's up with your bro, baby? Time hello. That is all you should know. I should drop that shit, huh?
Yeah, talking about we equal now. I just wanna eat you. Yeah, kinda wanna meet you. Go back home, finna greet you. Yeah, I've been so stuck when it's time you wanna greet you. I don't really like that. Yeah, tryna remind me, wanna meet you. Sure, she evil like an evil. Yeah, acting like the emu, you a bird, acting like the evil. Yeah, I don't know what you heard. No, but all the care about the world. Tryna take you out the continent, and you be acting like you never heard a compliment. Do it first and everybody wanna copy it. That's a throwaway, that's a throwaway, that's a throwaway. Yeah, I'm only 5 out, so you wanna 5 out. Yeah, say you got a kid, I don't really care, but it's just a timeout. Yeah, on and on and on. You're not my girl, you just turning me on. I'm for Keisha and a refund, and walk hard. Yeah, I don't need no blue chews, me, you wanna rock hard. You ain't even like that, you be all black, I'm a bite back. I don't wanna fight back, you a jailbird, I don't like that. Too late, too drunk, I can barely even rap. You way too aggressive, way too impressive, yeah. I can barely hold it back.
I'm tired of. Yes. Yes. I'm making a mess. You just keep on making it worse. Till I pop my no concern. Do. That's not even the right song, bro. What? Book of Weed. What song is it? Oh, why not right now? I ain't crying, but I wanna make love, marijuana. Ain't got what you wanna. Amen. One time no see. APFE. Girl, I wanna. Ooh. Why you like that? Slow. Do 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 do.
Why not right? Why not right? Why not right now? I ain't crash, but I wanna make love marijuana. Hey drugs, what you wanna? Hey babe, how you been? Long time no see. API's free. Girl, I wanna right now.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Hold on. Effect. That's not what I asked for though. Hold on though.
Why not right? Why not right now? I ain't crash.
I ain't crashed, but I wanna. Alright. This is what we gotta do, like, for me.
Why not right? Why? Why not?
Oh yeah, I love that. 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 I ain't crashed, but I wanna make love marijuana. Hopefully, I don't get banned on YouTube for this, but if I do, I love you guys. And I'll see you in a little bit. Because this is definitely going up.
Drugs in the sun. Wake up and get that money. Yeah. Laughing at niggas, but I don't see nothing funny. Yeah. Taking drugs in the summer. Every day getting dumber. I can show you how to come up. Summer. Every day getting dumber. I can show you how to. Come up. I can show you how to come up.